Former President Obasanjo's estranged wife, disgraced, evicted by landlord over unpaid rent in Abuja. Hey, oh boy. How this one now come, because Obasanjo, she's connected to Obasanjo, so it's now a news. Can you imagine? The former wife of Olusegun Obasanjo, okay, has been disgraced and forced out of her house because of unpaid rent by her landlord in Abuja. Oh boy. So does it mean that Obasanjo is not connected to the woman again now? So what do they want Obasanjo to do now? Why are they bringing this as a news now? And why is this being published as a serious matter? If she has children for Obasanjo, the question is she married to another man? Then she should be able to take care of herself with that man. But if she's not married and she's still single, still bearing Obasanjo's name and has children for Obasanjo, then for that reason Obasanjo might have some obligations to take care of her because of the children. But I don't understand the situation here. Let's dive into the details first to avoid insinuations and speculations. The landlord of the property, located at 30 Jesse Jackson Street in Asukuru, had previously issued a 30-day pay or vacate notice, which Taiwo apparently failed to comply with. Taiwo, the estranged wife of former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, had been forced out of her Abuja home due to unpaid rent accumulated over several years. So the landlord of the property, located at 30 Jesse Jackson Street in Asokoro, had previously issued a 30-day pay or vacate notice, which Taiwo apparently failed to comply with. So Obasanjo served as the country's head of state 1976 to 1979 and later as president 1999 to 2007. Of course, that is no news. However, the estranged wife of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo neither paid debt nor vacated the apartment until she was ejected on Friday, October 18, 2024. So Taiwo, wife of former President Obasanjo, was evicted by her landlord last Friday over unpaid rent on her apartment, which had even expired for years now. So she is presently finding it hard to pay the house rent at her Sokoro residence. So she was disgraced publicly and her properties were thrown outside. As I speak, the properties are still outside the building, a source told Sarah reporters. Can you imagine? So when she was not able to pay rent all these years, and Obasanjo probably did not want to get involved, why did she not park to a place she can afford? Must you stay in Abuja? Must you stay in all those places? That's the question. Stay in Abuja. If you are not able to pay, then you should get to a place where you can afford, and no need to be a big name when you know that you are not going to be able to maintain it. That is it. Okay. So in a dramatic exchange of words in 2023, Taiwo accused the former president of being a wicked husband when they were together. So the provocative remark came in the wake of her plea for forgiveness on behalf of Obasanjo, following which the former president disowned her. What happened? So what did she do? So Taiwo had taken to the public arena to request for forgiveness for Obasanjo's following criticism, his criticism of traditional rulers in Ishin or your state. What criticisms? So the retired general was a guest of honor in Oyo for a project inauguration where he lambasted traditional rulers for not standing to greet him. Okay, we know about that issue. However, Taiwo's position and action were met with disclaimers from the former president, who said she was suffering from mental illness and was neither his wife nor a member of his family, despite the fact that they have 2 children together. Can you imagine? So she started it now. Why did you come out that time to say you are not connected with Obasanjo anymore? Okay. Now, wow. So in response to this disclaimer, Taiwo launched into a lengthy attack against Obasanjo, accusing him of arrogance and an unshakable belief in his power. So speaking on the issue surrounding their marriage, in reply to Obasanjo, she said, "Have you not begged me many times in the past to come back to you? Yet you queried the state of my mental health. You loved me very much in the past, to the extent of even beating your first wife in the house because she insulted me. So it is still very painful to you that I left you and I am still alive. God has kept me. When I couldn't cope, I ran out and left your home because you were to push me mad. Can you imagine? So by the way, can you provide the word, the evidence that the one you put in your house now as Mrs., that you paid any bride price or took her to court to marry? She is simply answering your name because it is convenient for you. How many wives of yours did you marry officially with all marriage ceremonies performed? Please tell the world. Can you imagine? So after blasting Obasanjo like this, why does she think Obasanjo will now come back and own her again when she has disgraced Obasanjo publicly? Just because Obasanjo went to your state and lambasted some traditional rulers for not standing up to greet him, joined the crowd to lambast him and then to even say things you shouldn't be saying to him. Now you are hooked, you are begging for forgiveness. So what was in your brain when you were saying, making all those statements? By the way, if you are not able to pay the rent of where you are staying, was it a must for you to continue to stay there? Why not you move to where you can afford? That is the issue. You should have moved to where you can afford. Now, for this woman, I'm telling you. Now she's bringing the matter to social media now, so that what will happen? Obasanjo is a man of his words. He has said it, and it's not going to change. So now you are suffering from some kind of oppression because you're not able to, afford the life you're living. And the wisest thing you should have done was to pack to a place you can afford or you could afford. Now you are there. Okay? And somebody saying Asukuruke should have moved to a much cheaper area long ago. That's what I'm saying, but she did not. She did not because probably she wants to feel big. Because polygamy is a bad practice. A polygamist will always marry both the good and the bad. And that is the problem with some religions and also the problem with some tribes. Okay, the north and the west, and not even in the south. The polygamy is almost everywhere, but there are some regions that is more pronounced than others. Okay, so but the issue is polygamy is a problem. You always meet the good, the bad, and the ugly. If she can't pay for her house rent, why can't her children help her out? Now that she's thrown out of the house, what's her children's plan for her? Exactly. It doesn't make sense mentioning her ex-husband's name on this since they have parted ways years back. Exactly. They have parted ways. I think that thing happened when Obasanjo was the president. Oh, so I don't know. But they have parted ways. So what are we talking about here? Yeah. So the best thing would have been to go to a cheaper place where you can afford, or the other way around, just go to your children. Let your children take care of you. That should have been the best thing to do. But you didn't do that. Okay, you didn't do that because you wanted to remain a high class. Now the high class, you can't afford it. So what do we do? Because I beg you, if not let you do, you pack. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment as this matter. Actually, there shouldn't have been any need to bring Obasanjo into it. But unfortunately, just because she's connected to Obasanjo, the story has made a headline.